Hey, what's up, Street Talks? This is Eric from the Eric Street Photography blog. So, wanted to give a review on the new iPhone XS, or 10s, whatever these silly people want to call it. So, essentially, it is, simply put, the best device ever created by anybody ever. I tested the Google Pixel and I'm a huge fan of it. And I think the camera is actually superior compared to the iPhone. But the iPhone XS, 10s, whatever. It's so, first of all, it's just a beautiful device. I got the one in gold. In the back, it's quite subtle. The sides are nice and shiny, which is nice. And it just feels super solid. For my taste, I wish it was a little bit lighter. It's a little bit heavier than I would like, but otherwise, it's a fantastic device. So first and foremost, a lot of people say they don't like the swiping from the bottom thing. I think it's actually super smooth and super buttery. And the thing also I like about it too is that if you want to switch between the things, the switching animation is actually it's very intuitive, and even small things like just being able to wiggle around like this, it's just quite fun. I love it how the phone's smooth and balanced. A lot of people say they don't like the little notch on the top. I personally don't find a big issue with it. And with the phone, I've just been able to be insanely productive. So, generally on the bottom, what I keep is the camera app. That's convenient. IA Writer, which is what I use nowadays to blog on everything. And you can see I just keep everything synced between my MacBook Pro and my account. And I've been able to do a lot of blogging just on the phone. And so the benefit is that there's actually less carpal tunnel when I'm typing with my thumbs instead of using a keyboard, believe it or not. And I actually just find myself being able to focus more on a small screen. And it's actually really simple. Like if I wanted to blog, let's say I just swipe back. I'm doing this blog post here. And I'll use IA Writer to just say hello, whatever. I could change the formatting. It's pretty cool. And also I've been reading a lot with the iBooks Books app. I found it to be super fun, super cool. I find that the iPhone XS is probably the ideal size. It's not too big or not too small. I tried using the Max. It was just way too big. You can see I highlight parts which I find are interesting. As I'm reading, I'll just highlight something, write a note, and say, let's say ideas or whatever. And I'll use this as a way to just kind of keep notes. And generally also what I like to do is when I'm reading a text, I'll swipe from the bottom. And if I have personal ideas or notes, I'll open up my notes folder. And I'm reading my best friend Nietzsche's Will to Power. And I'll just kind of write down some notes here. So for example, let's say I'm reading a chapter and it says something like, to impress becoming something is the highest expression of the will to power. And then I'll just open up a note and I'll just ask myself, what is, maybe I could ask, how is will to power expressed? Anyways, typo. So anyways, I'll get a swipe from the bottom. Anyways. And what I love is everything is just so smooth and well synced. I'm also a huge fan of this new Pocket app, which I've been able to use to essentially sketch new compositions. So for example, this is a picture by Werner Bischoff. You can see I could hide these other layers here. And you could adjust the opacity of these images by, I have to check this here to open it up. So I could change the opacity, dragging it left and right. And on top of it, I've been able to draw additional layers to figure out the compositions. I've been drawing these little lines here on the side. And often what I'll do is I'll hide the image itself, and then bada bing bada boom, I have this image, and click modify, save as a JPEG, and then just save image. And you can see I look at my Photos app, and I got all these pictures here that I could look at. I've also been a huge fan of the screenshot function. So for example, if you want to do a screenshot, you press what used to be a power button here on the right side, and the button here, the up volume on the top. And essentially if you do this, boom, screenshot, open that here, and then you could adjust the things here. And usually what I like to do is use the red, not just mark something here, whatever. Just click done. Click save to photos. Now I've been using this technique to mark up a lot of my images whenever I just want to use something as a teaching tool, or I like to watch a lot of cinema. So this is Casino by Martin Scorsese. You can see that I've drawn all these different compositional lines here, which is always fun. Swiping from the bottom. So long story short, it is possibly the ultimate device. I haven't yet tested the iPhone XR yet, so I'm just gonna test it out, just give it a go. But ultimately, it's the best device. Honestly, and people are like, oh, it's so expensive, blah blah. It's essentially your primary computer at this point. So I actually think it's a good investment. Practical concerns is I would not buy it for the camera because I just don't think it's good, but it's not that good. I would actually recommend for camera phone, the Google Pixel is a lot superior. Furthermore, if you have an iPhone 7, 8, or newer, it's not really worth the upgrade. And I'm actually thinking seriously about the iPhone XR. I think it's a better value. I don't know how the screen or everything else is, but yeah. And also realize that maybe an option is just get an Android device if you want to save money. The iPhone is the king, but other good options include the Google Pixel, the OnePlus series. Yeah, so good job, Apple team. You guys really blew it out the water here. And yeah, just don't think of it as a toy. Think as a tool so you could be more productive and create new cool shit. Peace out.